Are you looking for an e-bike so you could exercise more? Did the doctor tell you to get exercising more often? Are you an empty nester? Your kids have moved out and you're looking for more couple time? You know, something like this is very interesting, very intriguing. So what we have here is the Engwe Engine Pro 2.0. It's an e-bike for $1,300, and it's quite, you know, it's got a different look to it because it's folding. So if you need folding, this is a pretty good solution. But they have so many e-bikes on their site, all the way from $500 to ones that are, you know, bigger and cargo bikes, ones that look like a Super 73. So pretty good deals all around. They even have a couple discounts if you buy two. So not a bad solution. And what this thing is for is if you just want to tool around town. You know, I have some high-end mountain bikes, but when I cruise around, my neighbors just, they don't give me the second look. But when I ride this, they're like, hey, where'd you get that? What you got there? So I think the older generation, the couples, are quite interested because it looks really comfortable. And let me tell you, that's what shocked me, is how comfortable it is. So 4.0 tires, so you can ride it to 12 psi, 8 psi, so that's your cushioning right there. But coupled with that, you have a front fork, you have a rear shock that both, I think, I'm not sure if they're air, spring and air, and the seat is so crazy comfortable. So you're doing the bumps and you're riding in comfort. So I think that's a big asset of this bike. The next asset is it's folding. Just click, click, and then boom. So you can just stick it in your rack or your SUV, and you don't need a bike rack, because bike racks for this level is very expensive. For me, I couldn't even lift it. I had to use a ramp. Luckily, I have that. But if your situation, maybe his and hers, get two of these, you just put it in the SUV and fold them out. So that could be a solution. The other thing about this bike is obviously it's an e-bike, so it has a 1200 watt motor, very strong, with 75 millimeters. So this thing can get up and boogie. I rode it on the beach with the fat tires. I just used the motor doing the pedal. So it's got that. It's got an 830 watt-hour battery, so you're not going to run out past 60 miles, I think. And it can go up to 28 miles an hour, configured that way. So pretty darn cool. And you got the rack here, very heavy duty. You got lights front and rear, very handy. So, you know, what's funny is high-end bikes enthusiast mountain bikes are very expensive, but in commuter e-bikes, you get a lot for your money. $1,300 for this thing. And something that really surprised me, aside from it having a throttle, is it has a torque sensor. So torque sensor, instead of just pedaling a couple times and the thing boosting like crazy, this thing senses how much power you put in with your legs at whatever level you're in, and it's going to take off smoothly. So very cool addition. So there you go, folding, like I said, lights, tail lights, even the pedals are folding, and it's got hydraulic disc brakes, so it will stop you quite well. This thing extends up. So today we were at the beach exploring, and I think that's what these things are good for. You know, just get out there and explore your neighborhood or your local mountains and beaches. And there's so many people because the whales were popping right off the beach. And I'll show you some video of that. And then I was like, hey, has a cute little horn, get out of the way. So very cool.
And before we wrap this up with some conclusions, let me entertain you with some running video. Got out a few times on this bike, and right here, a place called Pacifica, California. What's special about it is there are bluffs, cliffs, and trails that overlook the ocean, and this bike was perfect for it. The fat tires, really cool. I even took it to the beach, right by the water. My tires are a little hard. You need to be at like 6 or 8 psi, but this thing manages. And you know, you really need an electric motor to do a lot of sand riding. And here, exploring the local parks, going off the beaten path, you know, just to sort out the bike. And it's really comfortable. And motor is not quiet, but it is smooth. You know, it senses how much you put in, and it just adds a little bit depending on what mode you're on. And if you pedal hard, it's gonna pedal hard with you. So really cool. Here, testing the suspension. Pretty bumpy, but nice and comfy. So position is more upright, but it works out. And then here you hear the sound of the motor. You can see how smoothly it takes off. Nice stable machine right there. So I could get it up to class 3, 28 miles an hour. So the suspension is not super sophisticated. You know, it's just gives you some shock absorption, but not a lot of damping, not too much adjustability. But here I go on the rougher side, and you can tell I'm just cruising. Never know what to expect on this side. You know, there's some ruts here and there, but no problem with this bike. So pretty smooth. The brakes are fine. You know, when your wheels are small, the brakes are stronger and the acceleration is stronger because you have less leverage on the tires. Right here, doing some single track, some tight stuff, I had to duck, and it's fine. And this is what this kind of bike's all about. This is not for hardcore mountain biking, but it's for cruising, exploring, maybe even commuting. If you're looking for something to tool around in and do some cruising adventure, this is good. And here, this is a very steep hill, and we really put the 1200 watt motor to the test because I'm not pedaling. And you know, with some momentum, this thing can climb some hills with no assist from you. But then right here it was really bogging down under 8 miles an hour, so I said, let me pedal. And that's how these things work. You know, powerful motors, not going to get you all the way up the steepest hills, but you could work with it so we can make it up most anything. So hope you enjoyed that.
Maybe this is for you. Maybe you're looking for something else. But check out their website because they do have, like I said, so many options. Even scooters, 500 to over 1500. So they got quite the array. And you know, I've tested a few of their bikes enough now that I can say, you know, they have a certain appeal. For those that are looking for a lifestyle e-bike. Thanks a ton.